Hello everybody, Wheeling Pathfinder here. Today's video, the thoughts in our heads, is going to be this sort of feeling of frustration over time. And what do I mean by frustration over time? Well, you ever find yourself getting annoyed at the slightest of details, the slightest, smallest thing just bothers you today? Because no matter what you do, there's something in your head that is just not lining up with today. Well, we're going to take and this whole video's idea is going to be exploring that feeling and trying to see if we can at least find some way of explaining this feeling that we have over time. And so I'd like to invite you to think of all the times when we are just sort of chilling out, hanging out. Maybe somebody tries calling you, but it's a poorly timed call, you're in the middle of something else, and it's disturbing me. Or maybe you tried doing something today. Maybe you tried cooking a meal and it just didn't turn out right. You burnt it. You ended up sort of getting the ingredients wrong and it tasted awful. And now you're questioning if you wasted a bunch of effort. Or maybe you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed for whatever reason. Something ticked you off in your dream and now you're in a mood. So why do we get like this? Well, I find that for myself, it's a mix of things. Could be just I've had enough of energy for the day. I've been social enough for the day and I want less sociability. Or it could be something as simple as the weather didn't work out today. Maybe it's raining when you want it to be sunny. Maybe you were trying to go snowing. Good job, rain. Maybe you were trying to go snowboarding and it rained. Maybe you were planning on flying a kite, but it's too windy, in fact, and your kite would be destroyed if you tried it. So we think about small micro issues and small things that bug us in our day-to-day, and they can stack up over time. And so when we're in these types of headspaces, we don't really focus on what's going good in our lives. We only focus on what's going bad, what's going wrong. And it can make our heads feel like a jumbled mess. And said jumbled mess needs to be reorganized, recleared, to give us this time and space we need to reset, so we can approach those problems in a more healthier manner. And so as we begin to think about clearing our headspace and clearing the mind of the clouds that kind of block it, we should look towards things that help bring us calm, bring us peace, whether that be disconnecting from the internet for a while and allowing yourself to read a book, do meditation, do journaling, maybe practice yoga, maybe go to the gym if that's your thing. On the flip side, if you're a more online person and you enjoy being online, maybe looking at doing things like the music online, gaming with a new group of friends, trying out a new game, playing a single player game if your life's been too busy and you need to unwind. Doing a single player game is a great way of doing that. And working on all these things to sort of soften life and give us new ways to sort of recharge and give us different ways to recharge. And if you find your normal way isn't working, it's time to change it up a bit, time to do something a bit different, time to shake up what the mind expects. Because when our hobbies and our interests stop making things interesting and stop giving us interest, we need a new approach. And so with the new approach, I want to challenge people to try something different. If you're mostly a digital person, try something analog. If you're an analog person, try a digital thing. Maybe if you haven't read a book in a while, try reading a book. If you haven't meditated before, try meditation. If you haven't tried journaling, try journaling. And so with all these different sort of situations and different ideas we can have bouncing around our head in different ways we can have of coping, we should be able to reduce the frustration. And one of the things that for me personally, I find in my own life that is helping with that is just sort of being able to plan out my day, plan out my week, see when things are due, see when I need to get projects done, ideas flowing, things moving. So I have the time and free space to be able to do as I please. This allows me much greater reach and much greater flexibility in my thinking and flexibility in my ability to handle the stresses that are put on me. And so to kind of conclude at least part of my ramble here, if you're struggling with frustration in your head, you're having a hard time getting out of your head, the best thing we can do is step back. And if you are struggling with frustration, just know that you're not alone and that everybody goes through it to some level in their life. And if you find you're not getting support from your friends, from your family, or anyone else really to help, alleviate some of that and be an ear, just know that you can safely talk about it in my comment section, as well as that if you really need the support, don't be afraid to reach out to a therapist. I know it's scary going to one for the first time, but they do go a long way. So if you find yourself unable to get any other sort of solution to work, don't be afraid to reach out and get some help. And with that, this will include the Thoughts in Our Heads, episode 2. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, and you believe I earned it, consider like, commenting, or subscribing. And I will see you on the path. Bye-bye.